Wait, you can swear all you want. It's actually kind of fun. Alright, so I haven't been live for a while, and if you're with me already, thanks for joining. We are doing a fret level and crown on a kind of an EVH copy guitar. And I really should send my client a message about this, because he might enjoy getting to see this a little bit. I don't know. We'll get the camera pointed in the right direction, and then we'll start. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's move the camera back just a bit. My camera guy still drinks a lot, so he has trouble keeping up. There we go. That looks pretty good, and I'm not left-handed. All right, so what I've done on this instrument is pulled the nut out of it because the nut broke, so we're going to have to fix that. The client wanted me to refret this guitar, and my advice was let's not refret it, because as you can well see, and we'll run the sanding pad over this instrument, and you'll see where the small dings are, literally divots in the frets from being played, which is great to see. If your guitar doesn't have divots in it, you're not playing enough. That's the truth. Fight me on that one. So I didn't feel like doing a refret on this thing was actually an economically sound decision, and I think I can save them a bunch of money. Which not every shop would do that. They would go, heck yeah, let's just refret it, and it's, $400, $500, whatever shops are charging these days, which can get rather expensive. So we are going to just do a fret level and crown on this thing. Now, to get the nut out of the instrument, as you can see, I started cutting on it, and as I was cutting through it, it just popped loose. However, if you glue a nut into place, which you should use a small drop. Charlie, hey brother, if you do glue a nut back on your guitar, tiny drops, and I'll just kind of lead by example here. Use some, I like to use this MaxiCure CA glue. So if you're going to do this, especially on a guitar with a Fender style nut, I'm gonna just show you how much. Let's see. Yeah, my glue works. Put two tiny spots of CA glue is all you need. This thing had glue all the way through the slot. It was up on the fingerboard on the back side, which I have cleaned off. But if you put glue on your nut, use that much, just a tiny little amount. All that's there for is to hold it in place, to keep it from sliding back and forth. The string tension will hold it in place all by itself. But if you choose to glue it, don't use a bunch of glue, because you'll make a mess of your guitar, and it makes it definitely more difficult for the tech to get out, which costs time, which costs money, right? So I've gotten all that taken care of. So I'm using a short sanding block. It's 320 grit. And I'm going to go ahead and go over this these frets following the neck radius. This is a lacquered fingerboard, so I don't need to tape it off. I don't have to worry about getting a bunch of dust down in the wood grain and such. It's well lacquered. I've taped this off so my file doesn't, or my sanding block doesn't scratch up this first fret. So let's just start with this, and we'll see how things go. And I'm running parallel lines with the fingerboard, following the neck radius very carefully so that we maintain the neck radius. And this, again, I've marked the frets with blue ink so that I can see where material is being removed and where it needs to be removed to get the frets level. Now, one thing I just realized, I've already gotten started on this and I've already made a mistake. That's why I do these live. So that you can see that we do make mistakes when we do our work sometimes. And I haven't gone so far that I've done something terribly bad. But before you level the frets on any guitar, you have to make certain that the fingerboard, not the frets, are leveled. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to save some tapes. So let's see, we are on this is an EVH, so this is a Gibson scale neck, and it is backbowed right now, so we're going to go ahead and tighten the truss rod, and I'm going to grab a hex key to do that. So we're going to use this little hex key to tighten the truss rod a bit. I'm sorry, we're going to loosen the truss rod. There I go, making a mistake again, I misspoke. I'm going to move it that far. Let's see what happens here. We want the fingerboard to be level. Wow, I'm good. There's a little bit of underbow in the neck now that I've moved that, so we're going to move it back, make it as perfectly level as we can possibly get it, so that when we level the frets, they are level with the fingerboard. I'm making sure I'm trying to rock my my fingerboard leveling tool, and it does rock a little bit. So we're going to tighten it. It is underbowed. We're going to loosen it ever so slightly, split the difference, because this fingerboard may have a little bit of twist to it, given the fact that these tiny little movements. Boy, that truss rod works great. Okay, so the underbow or the back bow on that was not very extreme. So now we're ready to go ahead and begin the leveling process, and we'll get it. We'll get it right. I don't walk on water, folks. All right. So let's put our tape. And also, when I'm taping these off, I'm taping off the pickups so I don't get metal flakes on them, although the metal flakes aren't magnetically attracted to the fingerboard in any way. They don't stick. But it's kind of a misnomer. So I'll do that just for those guys who think that the metal flakes from these stick to the magnets in the pickups. They don't. I'm sorry. That's proof as porous metal, something like that. All right, so let's start again leveling this baby, and we're gonna flatten that out a little bit. I should have probably lowered the pickups a little bit, because I'm making a little bit of contact with the tape, but that's all right. And we're starting to see where we have low and high spots. In fact, let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this tape from this area real quick, and I'm going to lower this pickup a little bit. Kind of got started in a bit of a hurry today because I have guitar students, and I wanted to do this live stream to show you all how to level your own pickups if you live in the middle of nowhere and don't have a technician as myself in your area, that you can do this on your own. It's not terribly difficult. You just got to have the right tool for the job. That's it.
Marshall, I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Okay. We have had an extremely busy morning today at the shop, which we are grateful for the business. Thank you for coming in. If you've come in, we have really done our best to take care of everybody as quickly as we can. And there we go with that. I'm going to put one more piece over here to try and protect the finish on this instrument. Try not to waste a bunch of tape. There we go. All right, so now the pickups are protected. I won't hit them with my sanding block. And again, I'm following the radius of the neck. So now you can see that in this area, definitely we have some low spots. So we're going to have to bring all of the frets down to the height of the lowest low spot in the frets. Up in here, we've got a couple. I don't know how well my camera is going to show you that. Let me bring her in for a drive-by so you can see where you can see the ink remaining on there is showing me where low spots in these frets are. Out here in the middle, you can see that he's been playing up here at the 12th fret, and looks like the 5th fret and the 6th fret. 3rd fret definitely, or 5th fret definitely, 3rd fret always, 2nd fret always, first fret, always. This gentleman is an absolute huge fan of Eddie Van Halen, and thus the style of guitars that he plays. And he is also a family member of one of the members of my band. I'm not going to give that information away just to protect his identity, but really super cool guy. Become very good friends with him, and or good friends with him. We've had a chance to visit. He's a very good guitar player also. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going over the entire fingerboard to try and evenly level these things so that we don't take too much out of one side or the other or the middle. And again, I'm following the radius of the neck. I don't have the radiusing blocks that they sell from Stu Mac. Number one, they're way too expensive. And number two, if you don't put a bunch of weight on your sanding block and you just follow the radius by kind of gently tilting the file over the top of the frets, you'll maintain that that radius, and you won't have to do a bunch of work after you've made the frets perfectly flat when they should be radiused, right? Like the fingerboard. So here we go. Keep filing, and this takes some time, and you've noticed I'm not moving really quickly with my sanding block, and I'm not putting any additional weight on it, just basically the weight of my hand and my huge pectoral muscles. Ren and Stimpy, remember that? I did have a fire at my home in the building that I live in now a week ago, and everything is kind of pretty much back to normal. Nothing super major happened with any of my belongings. I appreciate the help that I've gotten from those folks who have used my the GoFundMe account, and I haven't put a link in the video on here. If you need to find that, you can find me on Facebook and donate to my GoFundMe. The expense for cleaning up my apartment is going to be fairly extreme. I've spoken with the cleaning companies, and I'm friends with a couple of those guys, and they have definitely done me a good deal on it. I haven't had it done yet because there's still so much cleanup to do on the apartment that burned that I don't want to clean my apartment and then have to redo it all over again. The big damage in my place really was just the smell, the smoke, and nothing really got discolored. I didn't have any water damage or major smoke damage at all. I've been checking all of my computer equipment and my musical equipment that I have there. I have a lot of really sensitive electronic equipment, and thus far I have not had anything, I have not found anything that got damaged. So I think I'm pretty safe when it comes to that. The big thing is going to be getting that smell out of my apartment, and they are going to start working on refurbishing the apartment that was set fire to here soon. So as you can see, now I've gotten down to where all of my little marks where you can see the ink. There's a spot right there, there's a spot right there, there's one right here at the 3rd fret that I still need to take some out of. There's still a little bit here in the middle of this fret, and it's just subtle, and it looks like a little bit here, and maybe on this last fret, which is very common. They usually drive those in pretty deep, so that oh, what am I trying to say? So that you don't run into that fret with your string action being set super low. They like to lower that one a little bit. Hey, you look like you got a smiley face. I like it. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate y'all being here. If you are gonna do your own fret level, what you're watching me do is how I've done it from the time I started working on guitars, and I screwed up a couple of my own. So if you are going to do a fret level or any type of repair work that you haven't done, I do recommend that you don't start on your most expensive guitar. Do a little test run on an instrument that's not terribly valuable. Buy a cheap guitar at a guitar shop. Go to a local mom and pop owned private business. Don't go to Guitar Center. Don't go to Musician's Friend. You can go into almost any guitar shop in the world and find a guitar for 150 bucks that you can practice on. And believe me, that advice right there is probably some of the best advice any guitar tech could give anyone if they're trying to do their own work. So, I've been talking a lot in this stream. I hope everybody's having a really great Tuesday. It's Tata Tuesday on the old diabetic, hot and diabetic Facebook page. Seeing lots of tatas, it's really cool. God, there's some beautiful women out there, diabetics. They take such great care of themselves. And diabetic folks like myself are some of the healthiest people in the world because we eat right and we exercise if we're taking good care of ourselves. So it's really cool to be a part of that community. And just really fun people, uncondescending and unassumptive. It's a disease that you can live with and you can control it. So if you are a diabetic, check out the hot, what is it called? Hot and Diabetic Facebook page. It's really cool. Lots of great people on there. Made a few new friends on there. People I chat with once in a while, answer questions. I've been a diabetic, type 1 diabetic for 43 years. And I have zero complications from it because I have done a very good job eating right, exercising, not feeling sorry for myself, not falling into that diabetic depression that I've heard so much about. I know people end up there. So if you're a diabetic and you have questions or you're having problems, I'm not a doctor, but I do have a little bit of experience, 43 years of experience, which is funny because I've been playing guitar for longer than that. Interesting. So really cool. I became a diabetic at the age of 11, which is very common. Now, I'm getting down to the point that these frets are starting to look really good. We're going to go ahead and put a tusk nut back on this. I've got one spot right here that I think I need to get a little bit more on. I'm just checking the rest of these with a really fine-tooth comb right now. Not that I use a comb, because I can't get one through my hair, because it's so beautifully curly. Alright, here we go. Charlie, man, it's great to see you. I haven't been on your stream lately, on your Happy Sundays and Fridays, because I've been too busy dealing with the fire event that happened, and I was really glad that you're still doing it. I do get notifications, by the way, so I just can't always tune in, and I don't expect everybody or anybody to tune into my live streams. They are just here out of the goodness of my heart because I do this kind of work and I know how valuable it is and needed it is in the world of guitar. And guys charge a lot of money to do this kind of work. So if you can do it on your own, I welcome you to try. I think you should learn a few things about technical things about your guitar repair work. It is can save you a lot of money. You buy a tool and save that much money in a year by having that tool and doing the work yourself. We have a really great music community here in the town that I live in, and this looks like we are ready to go with the leveling, the crowning portion of the job. And as you can probably well see, let me get my camera pointed a little bit better. Forgive me for that angle. My camera guy is just, he can't keep up. I'm going to lift this up a little bit and we'll get you pointed down here at the at the work. I'm hoping. Oh geez. Again, my camera guy drinks a lot, so it's hard for him to keep up with my work because I'm just so fast, right? So I've gotten the leveling part of this project done. These have been sanded enough that the frets are definitely level. There's no reason to take a leveling tool or a level and throw it across your frets. You can see by the ink marks being gone that the frets are now level. All right, so the next part of this is crowning the frets. So we're going to use my blue pen, which is probably right here on my bench where I set it down. There it is. We're going to color these frets one more time. Now, I didn't have to tape off the fingerboard on this one because the fingerboard is lacquered, so none of the pieces of the frets that I'm removing are getting down into the grain of the wood. And anywhere the lacquer has been worn through, it'll make that look a little bit more worn. Maybe it might darken it a little bit, but I usually use a little bit of cleaning agent like lighter fluid after I'm all done to clean that off, and I'll get a little bit of ink on the instrument. But this is not a permanent marker. It's a water marker, so it won't stain the wood or leave nasty blue marks on it. Again, I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Let's see, there we go. Charlie, yeah, sure wish I lived close. I bet, dude. Everything I own is cheap. There you go, brother. That's the way to go. I don't own a lot of really expensive guitars either. Non-Stumac leveling block. Indeed. Tusk. Yeah, I have a few Gibsons. I just replaced everything. I need to level the frets on one of them. Well, if you've never done it before, this is how I do it. Now, here's another tool that I use. These are medium frets. They're not wide, so that's a narrow file. Give me a moment. I will find my medium file. Where are you? Gotta find my tool here. My medium fret file is not in my box. Give me a moment. Okay, this is really going to piss me off if that's missing. Where's my medium fret file? If somebody borrowed my medium fret file, I might have to go ask some questions. Oh, there it is. I found her. Okay, so this is the crowning file that I use. It's a medium for medium frets. These are not wide frets. It has a 300 or a 150 grit diamond file. I do have to use StuMac stuff because these are, in my humble opinion, the best crowning files out there. They make the job really quick and really easy. So here's my process for doing this, and I'm gonna get you right down here close so you can see what I'm up to, and maybe shed some more light on this situation. I'll try that, see if that helps. So I start at the neck, or at the body, and you want about a 1 millimeter visible line in the middle of the fret, and you want to follow the radius of the neck. You don't need to use a ton of pressure. I'm using the that was the 300 grit. I gotta go back to the 150. I'm gonna hit this once more. Make a couple runs over it. Knock the debris out of it. I like to catch the top edge of these frets to just make sure that if they've been sharpened by my leveling tool, that we've got a nice, even, smooth corner on that. Doesn't take a whole lot of grinding. You don't have to go heavy duty on this stuff. Once you've knocked that ink off of the frets and you can see your line, you're good, right? It doesn't take a lot. You don't have to sit there and run it back and forth. You want a nice level surface at the very top of your fret. They're not perfectly round. That's a big misconception about level crowned frets. You want a flat spot. If you think about it, a king, I'm not going to say much more about that, will have a flat spot on his head when he's wearing his crown because, well, it's flat, right? The crown. It's not rounded off, not all of them. The Pope's is kind of, I don't know, looks like he might be a member of the KKK or something like that, but nonetheless, you want to have that nice line in the middle of your fret so that your string makes contact with a very tiny area and your intonation is better, your tuning stability is better, bends are much smoother than having the perfectly round fret. I'll lift you back up here so you can see what I'm up to up here. Here we go. And I'm trying to pay attention to the chat, and I appreciate y'all hanging with me. There's a couple of you watching, it looks like right now, so that's cool. But I've got to stay busy. This gentleman is paying me to do this work for him, so I want to do it quickly, get the job done. Never hurry when you're working on a guitar. That is probably another very good piece of advice. Don't hurry. Take your time. Be concise. Use your eyes. Measure everything that you can. Don't set your neck relief by using your eyes or pushing the string down into the frets. Measure it. Then you know where it is. And you can find that sweet spot where you love it. And you'll always have the same setup on your instrument. You can always readjust stuff to what you like. Measure everything now. Don't use your eyes. I see so many guys walk into a guitar shop and they hold the guitar up and they look down the neck, and I mean that is helpful. I mean, if you've seen a bunch of guitars with neck relief set and all that stuff, but most people wouldn't know what right is, I think, and they certainly may not know what's right for them. I have clients that I've worked for so much that I know exactly where they like their neck relief and their string action, and I can do it the same way every single time. So every time I work for them, they know they're going to get a guitar back that's exactly what they want. I'm switching to 300 grit, a little bit smoother. I'm just tapping my file on my bench to knock the microns of material that I've removed off of this. And literally, when you're doing a fret level and crown on a guitar, you're literally only removing microns of material. You're not moving thousandths of an inch. If you have to do that, you're probably going to need to refret your guitar. That's what I would recommend. 1/1000th of an inch is a lot in the world of guitar. Let's check this one more time. And you'll notice I'm moving my file across the fret and going with the curve. One thing about these files that you got to be real careful of, you've seen me do that a couple times, where you might come off the edge and go back, and you can ding up a neck of a guitar pretty seriously by doing that. So you want to be real careful when you get close to the edges to not poke a ding in the back of the neck. I haven't managed to do that on this one yet, there's a way that you can fill. If you put a nice ding in your neck, you can always use a little bit of CA glue to fill that so that you don't feel it when you're playing. A little trick of the trade, just sand it down, polish it up, you'll never know it was there. There's always a way to fix something. But never say never or always. There you go, we're almost done here. And then I can start polishing, which I'm not going to go too far into that. That's pretty boring. If you want to watch somebody polish frets, go to Dave's World of Fun Stuff and watch him do it. And there are also probably 100 videos on my channel in which I am polishing frets. So the whole process of leveling and crowning your frets is done. That's how you do it. Let's see, beautiful guitar. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. This is a something products. I'll give you a good look here at the headstock. I don't know where this guitar was purchased. It was, I believe, a very affordable instrument. It did have these original machine heads, which the owner upgraded to Gotos, which I'm really glad he did that. But obviously you can see that two of these aren't the same because it's 4 on one side and 2 on the other. You can't buy them like that. So while Music Man did a cool thing by keeping their string alignment straight, they really kind of screwed a lot of people, because you can't buy a set of machine heads. You have to buy 2 sets in order to put new machine heads on this. 2 matching sets. Hey, you know, I don't think manufacturers really think much about that. And of course, Eddie Van Halen wasn't worried about buying machine heads, which this is an Eddie Van Halen copy. It's a duplicate of an EVH Music Man guitar, or PV guitar, and they are some fantastic instruments. So, yeah, thank you. Original Free Range Chicken. Look at that. Great name. Snile 67848. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Thanks you guys for tuning in. I sure wish I lived close to you. I'm dropping my new Gibson LP in to change pots. I got you. Caps, pickups, yeah, switching output jack and cloth wiring. Yeah, good. That's great. And I do, if you're going to be working on your own guitars and you're going to do wiring work, this is the good stuff right here. I love this wire, the cloth wire. It looks really nice. It's got a pretty heavy core. You don't have to use 12 gauge wire in guitar electronics. In fact, that can be detrimental by creating a little bit more resistance than it needs. It's just a real light gauge, but this is just a white piece that I had laying down there. I've gotten some dye on it, which makes this kind of stuff can make an old guitar look very authentic if you have to. Oops, I'm sorry. Here we go. My camera man is not keeping up. See, I've got this little bit of black stuff on here. Makes a good old guitar look pretty authentic by having that sort of stuff happening. Saving this video. I got you. Good. Yeah, when you go to level and crown your own frets, you know, what you've seen me do is how I do it for everybody, and I have 0 complaints. I am not kidding. I'm doing this a long time, and I have nobody complaining about my work, and I do anything and everything on these things. That, violins, basses, doesn't matter. So the next process I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do the video because I think it's going to be kind of almost wasting your time, but, and I don't normally do this except for on, let me get check my, oh, I need a wider slot. There we go. I will be using this tool. This is another great tool to own. You put it over the fret and you can sand it without messing with your finish on a lacquered guitar neck. Now another thing you can do is take post-it notes, the little sticky post-it notes, and just stick one on one side of the fret and the other. You can move it a few of them until the sticky stuff wears off. Move them again, use some new ones. It's a great way. You can also tape off the fingerboard if you choose to. That is a lot of work. I don't do that on a lot of guitars, especially lacquered fingerboards. It's just not important because the material, again, doesn't go down into the grain of the wood. I hope that makes sense. And again, I want to thank everybody for popping in. I am going to go ahead and leave the stream running, and I'm going to shut up and get busy, because I think my apprentice is about ready to punch me in the face because I'm talking too much. Looks like he's working on a receiver. We just got a whole bunch of new stereo equipment in today, which was really cool. Yeah. Let me grab some sandpaper here. I'm gonna keep the stream open, and the other thing is that I have a guitar student. I gotta check. Hey, check out my new phone. I got a new phone last night, and it works great. Okay, I got plenty of time. Gotta check my messages here real quick, because I did send the owner of this guitar. Oh, Ryland. Okay. Very good. Just the same way. Yeah. I don't know if this is a. Okay, so it's oh, okay. Okay, so I understand. Okay. I'm just texting my student. Give me a moment, please. Please bring your book. I do everything when I teach guitar lessons. I write everything. I don't hand them a computer printout because I don't think people remember that as well as seeing my handwriting. And I got decent handwriting, so. This young man, we have to do lessons online because he lives a long distance away, and but I need him to bring his book. Give him the old let's see, where are they? I give him the old cymbal. There we go. He's turning out to be a great guitar player too. I'm really proud of him. All right, so I start with 400 grit. I've got some 800, I've got some 2000, and I don't throw anything away, so we're going to get rid of that. Let's see, I got some more 2000, we'll keep that out. Here's some 600, so we'll start with 400. Here's some 100, I should use that? No, probably not. Okay. Is this 400? 800? I got some 400 here, so I need some 400 and 1000. I got some 1000 here. Plenty of 2000. I'm going to slice a piece of 1000 grit. I use Duragold sandpaper. We'll call it sandpaper because that's what it's called. Use some 1000. And then I'm looking for some 400. 600. Here is my beloved 400. I use a lot of 400 grit sandpaper in guitar repairs. It's great for filing off the edges of a nut or smoothing out fret edges on a leveling crown, things like that. It also works great if you're relicking a guitar and you want the finish to look dull. You can go over the paint on a guitar that's been painted and make it look kind of matte, like you've been playing the guitar for years. Really kind of a cool thing to do. Something I discovered recently. All right, here we go. I like to take my paper, fold it in half. I'm going to start here. Let's get this 2000 put away. I've got all my stuff. let's put my file away. We'll get that out of the way. I've got a set of Ernie Ball Slinky 9s that I'm going to use on this guitar. And I'm going to put my fret crowning file away. We're going to get some stuff off of my bench, and I'm going to get this rag out of my way. So here we go. I'm going to lift this up give you guys an idea. Anyway, I want to make sure my camera's pointed. Error, yeah, okay, whatever. It does this all the time. Poor stream status. Okay, I don't know if it's buffering. I don't know what's going on with this. For some reason this does this all the time. Let's close this. I have to do some maintenance on my computer here. Let's close this. So I had a few things open. I'm going to refresh this page. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody is watching at this point and can tell me if they're seeing some buffering. I would sure appreciate it. It shouldn't be, but I don't know. We generally have pretty decent internet access here, pretty good high upload speed. And when I say that, I could be completely deceptive because I have this super high speed internet at home. I don't think we do that here, especially with upload speeds. I might be around 6,000 or something, but I also probably should check my OBS settings and make sure I'm not sending too much information. Doesn't look like I am. God forbid you send a high quality video to the internet, right? It's amazing the internet companies, you know, they make the service so crappy at the upload speed of like whatever 10,000, and like you can barely stream with that in this day and age, and that's what they sell everybody so that they can sell them the higher rate for, you know, 3 times the money. There you go, organized crime. It's like me telling somebody, yeah, I'm going to use oh, I guess, I don't know, that's kind of not a good equation, but or comparison, I would say. Now when I'm sanding these, I'm really careful not to over sand, because you can round off this flat surface that you spent all of that time putting on these frets, and round them off, and then you kind of not made the greatest fret leveling job you could possibly do. Now also, it almost looks like I've got some debris or some sticky debris on here. I'm going to wipe my block off. You want to make sure that your sandpaper is nice and clean. Now something you can do with your sandpaper, and this is really, wipe it on your pants, right? You knock all the debris out of the sandpaper and it'll work better for you for longer. Now my initial run over this with 400 grit, I'm doing pretty intensely, and again, you can watch 1,000 billion videos on this, and out there. Dave's World of Fun Stuff has some really great fret leveling videos and crowning videos. He's a great technician, really funny guy too. I love that guy. But I'm watching the sandpaper marks that I've made in the frets when I was using that 320 grit on this, and I'm just trying to make it, what I want to see is that they aren't there anymore, so I get a nice smooth surface. And once that is gone, I kind of stop on that fret, and then I'll just kind of go up in grades, and we'll polish these things really nicely, make them look better than brand new. Oh, I don't know where my phone went. There we go. Now this is definitely some elbow grease. You know, it's not real hard work, but boy, you got to have some. Hopefully your biceps and triceps are in good shape. I hope everybody's happy and healthy on this holiday season. Hopefully everybody had a great Halloween. Just a few weeks back. And I hope everybody's got friends and family to spend Thanksgiving with. I've been invited to a couple of different events for Thanksgiving, and I'm grateful to those guys for asking me to join them. And now, being a type 1 diabetic, I can still eat anything I want. I just don't. If you're diabetic and you know anything about it, you'll know that minimizing your diet and eating like a bunch of different things all the time is not necessarily the best idea. You know, to keep your glucose just all managed and proper and even, and so your A1Cs come back really well. And I'm probably just talking out my butt right now. I'm only talking because I can, and this is pretty mindless work. I'm just seeing how well the markings from my 320 grit, making sure that they're disappearing. Takes a little bit of elbow grease to get them all off of there. You can kind of see the rough spot on the very top of the fret where you've been hitting it with that 320 grit, and I just make sure that this 400 grit gets through it, and so that it's nice and smooth, so that when this guy does bends on his guitar, you're gonna feel perfect. I just flipped my paper over. I'm gonna use this side now. Just takes a little bit of sandpaper. You don't have to get crazy with using multiple pieces. I try and do stuff as conservatively as I can with respect to using paper towels and things like that. I know. I'm not a tree hugger. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm not a tree hugger. Yes, I am. I love our trees. And I'm an avid steelhead fisherman also, so, you know. And I know that the guy that owns this guitar is one hell of a fisherman. So, may have to discuss doing a little bit of trade work for some fresh salmon. Alright, so that was 400 grit. Here we go. 600 grit. We're going to grit them up. Now with the 600, you got a very little time because we've already gotten it down to getting these things at 400 grit, so we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on each fret with this 6. And I try and be equal with each fret, not like overdoing it. You don't want to, again, remove the beautiful flat space that you've made on the top of this fret by over sanding it and rounding off those corners. And also, I'm going to shrink this piece of sandpaper because I don't want to hit the fingerboard with it. Let's see, where was I? I think I was right here. I'm going to start here. All right, okay. If I've done a couple of these twice, I'm not too worried about it. But you want to be consistent throughout. And I hope this might help you. And you know, if you're feeling like you're learning something or whatever, feel free to throw me a little donation in my Venmo account. I prefer that over the super chats, although super chats are fine. I do get some of that money, but just know that when you do super chats for channels, although it makes you look cool and all that, YouTube takes 30% of that. So you're literally giving YouTube money to allow you to give a content creator money. It's a very unfair and very unjust policy. So if you do care to throw some money at me, I would really appreciate Venmo. That's a great way to help a YouTube channel creator keep their vibe and keep the money that you give them. All right. I'm going to check the chat here as soon as I'm done with this part of the job. My goodness, I'm my camera guy again. He's drunk. These are looking so nice. I love looking at brand new leveled and crown frets. And it's just, we're just getting the tip of the iceberg. I'm really going to try and be done doing all this by 2 o'clock when I have to go eat lunch. My student had to cancel on me today that I was going to go see at 1:30 our time, so he's got other important things to do.
Probably. I couldn't get it to work. You couldn't get any sound out of it? No, it's a. This is my keyboard guy, and he will just change it. Okay.
Alright. Boy, I need some elbow grease. Need some elbow grease. Alright. That was 600. Those are both 600. Let's save those pieces. And you'll notice here's something else that you can do. You'll notice I cut this one in half and there's no number on it. This is a smart thing that you should. Now I know it's 600, right? Kind of cool. I always try and cut my sandpaper so the printed numbers on them are still there. Fret ends are my problem. I got ya. But you could crank your audio. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna do that, dude. I appreciate that. So in order to do that, I know these mics on these cameras, and it's a little bit away from me. I'm gonna put a gain control. Let's see, output gain. I'm beefing it up a little bit, and I'm beefing that up a little bit. I should have just got it quite a bit louder. It looks like I did. Hopefully that's better. Yeah, it looks like I'm much better. Ooh, that's clipping. Let's go back. I got way too much. Let's go down to 10. It's 9 dB on that one. And go to this one. I'll go to 7 on that one. That should be a whole lot better. I hope. My audio should have gotten a little bit louder. I'm sorry I'm so quiet. I don't like to clip things. That just sounds terrible. And also, I'm quite a distance from this cheap little camera that I'm using. This is 800 grit. Here we go. And another thing, when you're doing this sanding, be very careful of the finish on your body. It's very easy to have a piece of this be folded over, and you can scratch the finish on your guitar, or dull the finish on a spot. So hopefully that audio just got a little bit better. And again, man, I hope everybody's having a really great Tuesday. Happy Ta-Ta Tuesday. We all love tots, right? Tatas. Sound like a 2-year-old. Okay. Not overdoing it, not underdoing it. Hitting each fret with the exact same amount of time of sanding on them. Once you get it down to this level, it doesn't take a whole lot to get it to the next level of sandpaper. You don't have to sit there and work it over for half an hour. I'm moving up 200 digits each time. So 400. Well, I went from 400 to 600 to 800, and then I'll get 1,000, and then I will jump up to the miraculous 2,000. I haven't found that anything over that makes much of a difference at all, because at that point you can polish the frets with a nice polishing compound like semi-chrome, or you could even use Meguiar's car polish, and just make the things look perfect, mirror-like, which is what I'm hoping on this, although sometimes the material that the frets are made out of won't allow them to become that shiny and mirror-like. It really depends on the metal composition. All right, there's some 800. Now we're going to go to 1000. So I've got some 1000 grit right here, and I'm also paying attention to what has the writing on it and what doesn't. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to use this piece and keep that piece. All right? That way I know what it is. And we will start where we stopped. I'm hoping, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing over here. I might need to move my camera a little bit. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Hang on, I just heard a bang over here. I gotta go check on something, make sure everything's alright. Okay. Yeah, everything's okay. I think somebody knocked a guitar over. It's a guitar shop, it happens. 1000. Here we go. As you can see, you know, if you're working on your own guitar, you might want to hurry and get it done. And you can kind of do a time lapse or keep track of how long I'm spending on this instrument. And, you know, in the end, I might be working on this instrument for, I don't know, just doing this portion of it an hour and a half, or maybe a little over an hour. I'm not sure how long I've been doing this on this one, or how long the video's gone. I'll look at that here in a moment. But don't hurry. Take your time. Expect almost any work that you start on a guitar that it's never going to take you less than an hour to do. If you're changing strings, you should be able to get that done in about 5 minutes. But you're not out to set any kind of land speed records when you're working on your instrument. Take your time. Keep things under control. Don't get flailing with your files and your tools and your screwdrivers. You want to keep the things looking nice. I am not a tidy, neat freak when it comes to my guitars. I don't clean mine every single day, but when I do put a set of strings on them, you bet I clean those things. I clean the fingerboard, give the frets a good wipe down, all of those things. It just, you know, especially if you're playing live, you know, oftentimes people listen with their eyes. It's like guitar players, they buy guitars with their eyes in many cases. Man, they want to see something that looks sweet up there, entertaining them. You know, if you're new to my channel and you're unaware of what I'm up to, I am a professional guitar player. I don't just fix them. I actually play them, and I do get paid to play guitar. And so I do my work at the level that I would want someone to do the work for me at. And I got to go do a gig. You know, I don't want to be handed a guitar that's kind of half-assed done. Nobody does, but you deserve that. So take the time to do your work really well, and you'll be very happy in the end with what it's like. Now I've leveled these, I've crowned these, and now I'm going through the process of polishing them ultimately. I'm at 2000 grit right now, and you're not going to be seeing big differences in what these frets look like. But if you go back to where I had just finished and hit them with sandpaper the first time to where it is now, you will definitely see a difference in the appearance of these frets and how smooth they look. And now when I'm done with this portion, I will switch to using some semi-chrome. I'm going to clean the fingerboard. I'll use some lighter fluid to clean the fingerboard, and then I will clean it again and polish these with semi-chrome polish, and we'll see what they look like then. And if that doesn't do it, I may break out the old Dremel tool and go over them with that. I don't think I'm going to need to do that though. This 2000 grit makes these frets I could stop. And many times, in many cases, you can literally go up to 600 grit and you don't really need to use more than that. If you've watched any of Jerry Rosa's work, he doesn't use anything more than 600 grit, which I like to go the little extra bit here. A few extra grains of sandpaper I think makes all the difference in the world. And that's the standard by which I do my work. You know, to each his own is what I say, but 600 grit will make your frets look really good, and you won't feel anything. If you go to bend a note, you're not going to feel divots or scrapes from having sandpaper scrapes on your frets. But this 2000, I can really see this really finishing these off nicely. Looks really killer. Right. And also, I'd like to add, I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately, just due to the circumstances I've been in at home with the fire that we had. And so, forgive me if you were hoping to see me streaming. Give me a moment here. There you are. I'm about to introduce you. It's one of the best guitar cleaning agents in the world. Now you have to be careful with this stuff because this will melt finish, but there you go, Roncinol lighter fluid. It evaporates into nothing. So it doesn't leave any residue or anything on the guitar. Oops, let's I'm gonna dust this off real quick. It evaporates into nothing. It doesn't leave any residue or any liquid or any kind of and you can't tell you these things are looking sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and go over the fingerboard with this just to kind of clean off a little bit of the excess residue. You'll see that all that stuff comes off of there. Look at that. All that work is now all for good. And I also want to compliment the owner of this guitar, Mark. Man, you've taken really good care. Marcus, you've taken very good care of this thing. It's in really excellent shape. All right, so my compliments on that. Seems like the stream's working pretty good right now. Yeah, we got good. Hopefully the audio's a little better. You never use steel. This is the better video I've ever seen. Oh my God, well thank you, man, I appreciate it. You love your country, show the tots. Exactly. Men no tits. Yeah. All right. Let's see, remind them never to use steel wool. Yes. Yeah, thank you for that one. I don't use steel wool. No steel wool is allowed at my bench, period. End of story. Not gonna say anything more about that. Although, you know, there are times where steel wool, you know, if you can use it like out away from your instrument, whatever you're working on, it does a good job. But boy, that stuff will absolutely screw up some pickups. I've seen it. I've had to fix them and replace them that have been somebody using steel wool on their guitar. I don't like that stuff. At all. Now, where is my semi-chrome polish? I have seemed to have misplaced it. Let me go see. Do you remember seeing? Did you see my semi-chrome over here anywhere? Borrow it. Ah! Is that
I thought I saw it in here.
Okay.
Maybe not.
That's all right. It's probably down there someplace.
Did you look in there? I thought I saw it in one of your toolboxes.
Okay. Let's see. Well, WC is pretty good. It's probably under my bench, just in the perfect place where I can.
Oh yeah. You know how that always goes.
You know how that goes.
I thought I saw it yesterday.
Maybe not. Yeah, could be wrong. I don't know. I don't see it. I wonder if it fell on the floor here. Probably.
Strong possibility.
I don't remember using it yesterday. Damn. Well, you know what, dude? We're about out of it anyway. If you have an opportunity or up at the front, dude, order another you can order 2 tubes of it.
Okay.
If you could think about it.
Did you find it?
I haven't yet. I don't know where it went. I just don't know.
I know I saw it yesterday. Or maybe, no, because I wasn't.
Come on. Well. Huh. Well, I really don't want to use my Dremel, but here we are. I'm going to use my Dremel. So, there it is. It was in my toolbox. I found it.
Oh, awesome.
Dude. Nice. That's what I was looking for. But we still could use another couple tubes of this stuff.
Next time
I don't know. I think we can get it on Amazon. Seems like.
Speaker works.
Night at the Roxy?
I have no idea.
Alright, so this is my process for polishing frets. One of my favorite products in the world is this. If you want something to be shiny, get yourself some of this stuff. It is fantastic polish. And it will finish these things off perfectly. Now, you'll notice that a little bit of residue is getting on there. And I will definitely use the lighter fluid to clean that off, and I may even go to using my toothbrush, and my favorite toothbrush, and some soap to clean it off. We'll just see how marked up this thing gets. You know, and I say this a lot, but I spend about half my time repairing guitars, cleaning them.
Only half?
Oh, yeah. You know all about that too. You guitar players are fucking pigs. No, I'm joking. Not all of you, most of you. Oh, there we go. You can see the difference here where we've gotten this polish going. I think that the camera probably is showing you how nice and bright and mirror-like these frets are becoming by doing this little process. Almost done, and then I've got to work on the nut, and we're going to do that at another time because I'm going to have to go eat lunch, I think, here fairly soon. I need to look at the clock.
You're going to do it another time? Another time?
Another. Yeah, it's 1:14. At a different time. That was it?
Time?
A different time. Speak clearly, right?
No, another time.
Another?
Another time.
Let's do it another time. There we go. We'll play on words. I like it. You see the guy that I have to work with here, and I have to. God damn it. He's a college student, so he's learning words. You know, and another thing I like to say about, you know, doing these live streams is that if you have a job you love and you like the people you work with, you are living the American dream. It's not about getting rich and getting famous or any of that stuff. We all love coming to work and we love what we do most of the time. But once in a while there's stuff that we have to do that just sucks. It's like that with every job. Oh, that's my alarm. Look at that. Brand new phone. Fingerprint doesn't match. There. Now my fingerprint match. I got to use my middle finger. Let's see who's. Okay, thank you. All right. Let me dismiss that alarm. Okay, cool. All right, so now we got that all done. let's clean her off with some more lighter fluid, or should we just light it on fire? What do you think? I think we should just take a match to it. Wow, those look awesome. Wow. Boy, what a great... I gotta toot my own horn, but I did a pretty darn good job on this one. These look awesome. There you go. You want to know how to level and crown some frets? Rewind and watch the video. That's how you do it. So I guess at this point I'm probably going to have to stop the stream because I want to do some work on the nut at another time. Right? Knee slapper. Right? We're so funny. All right, and I'm going to look over at the chat. You know, if anybody has any questions for me, go ahead and pose them now. Just type them in the comments, and we'll see if I can answer anything that you might ask about any of the products or any of the tools that I use, anything like that. I'm happy to answer some questions. This is what I look like. I know, hard to look at. Here's another thing I want to remind you all of if you're guitar players. Be very careful about damaging your hearing. We only get one chance with ears. It's really good luck to you. Remind them never use... yeah. If you love your country, yeah. Oh, Tristan, hello. Hey, brother. Good to see you. I appreciate, dude. Thank you. I get to say it. You can see the look on my face, man. And something you helped me do was to get a new phone. I bought one, let's see, 4 weeks ago, and it lasted, well, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I only had it for 2 weeks when that happened and I lost my phone. You have helped me immensely. This is a brand new one. I just got it last night. It's all set up already. So bless your heart for your gift, man. It means a lot. Also, your nephew, dude. Look out. You know what I mean. Today I saw a man with one arm shopping in a second. Charlie. I don't know if y'all... I can't put the posts up here because I'm just doing live straight from YouTube. But yeah, today I saw a one-armed man shopping in a second-hand store. Charlie, you never cease to amaze me. Learned a lot. Yeah. What sandpaper did you use on the leveling sander? What do we got? Oh, okay. This is the stuff that I use. I buy it in a large roll, and it is 320 grit, I believe. Let me make sure I'm not misguiding you. And by the way, those levelers that they sell on all those guitar shop, don't buy one. Don't waste your money. I bought mine at a local hobby shop, and it's a cheap ass aluminum leveling sanding block, and I think I paid, God, probably $9.99 for it. So I highly recommend that you go that route. And I do this professionally. I'm not... That tool has done... Oh, this is 220. Sorry. It's 220 grit. For some reason, I had 320 on the brain. So this is a roll. You got to buy a big roll of this stuff to use it. And it's sticky. It's got adhesive on one side, so it's like tape. It's sanding tape, ultimately. But you can take it and stick it to your sanding block and then cut the excess off so it fits perfectly. I always recommend leave a little bit over the end of the sanding block. Let me see. I think I did that on this one. Oh no, I cut this one perfect. That's right. The last time I did this. So here's the sandpaper. I mean, Oops. Easy Touch hand sander. Dime a dozen. $10.
Probably. $10 in what? 1915.
Yeah, I bought that in 1915. I've had that a long time. That thing's probably leveled. It's leveled my own guitars. Oof. 1, 2, 3. I lose track 6 times. I have to level frets on my own guitars quite often because I play them a lot. But it's been through, oh gosh, probably 70 fret levels and crowns over its life. And it works as good today as the day I bought it. Yeah. There you go. Put sandpaper on an 18-inch level. Yeah, and I do have that. I don't think mine's 18 though, Sparky. Oh, by the way, Sparky, it's great to see you. Let's see. I do have, this is an 11-inch. Don't know why they didn't make it 12. But it's got 220. It's got the same paper on it. I'll use this more on basses. I like to have the smaller one because I feel like I have better control, and of all of the levels and crowns that I've done, I still haven't had anybody complain. So if it works, I say don't fix it, right, if it ain't broke. Danglebeard, you're very welcome. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys, I'm seeing some new faces, man, I really appreciate you guys showing up. Hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you like what you see. It doesn't cost, obviously. My channel's still growing. I've been doing this for a long time, and I still have a very small amount of, I mean, my channel in the realm of YouTube channel is dinky, tiny, beyond tiny. Yep. Right on. Well, okay, guys, I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to start working on the nut, and hopefully this will help you do some of your own work on your own guitar. We are located in Grande. I don't like to ask people to ship their instruments to me anymore because that has become a huge liability. I've had multiple guitars broken by UPS and FedEx and DHL and any other delivery service. It's a very bad idea to ship your guitar anywhere, and that sucks. Because I was getting guitars from Chicago, Portland, Seattle, you know, here in the Northwest, all over the country, people from Texas, and I can't ask them to ship me their guitars anymore, so be very careful. Right on. And if you want to contact me, my email address is on my About page. If you see more, you can contact me through there. You send me an email. I'm happy to answer them or answer questions you might have. So I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to go. Hey, it's great to see you guys again, and thank you for being here. Do it for Dime.